Hello, I'm Astrid Van Dorst. I'm with cloudanalyst.com. We're a digital sales, marketing, and MarTech consultancy here in Brighton, London, UK. We help companies create successful inbound content and social marketing strategies. And to complement this, we also do sales for CRM with Pardot, Sales Cloud, and Marketing Cloud implementation. Today's presentation is a talk that I held at the Brighton Salesforce user group in our January session. And the topic of today here is Salesforce Lightning. Today I hope to show you the advantages of Lightning and when and how to bring the potential about in your own organization. Before we begin, I'd like to alert everyone that Salesforce has a forward-looking statement, and I want to share with you today that that also extends to us here. Simply put, the Salesforce statement says only buy and act upon actual available features within Salesforce. So do check that at the time of purchase. And with that said, let's get started. Salesforce Lightning. It's uh, a reinvented CRM as a better sales tool. What is Lightning exactly? Salesforce's own definition for this is that it's a modern, productive user experience that's designed to help your sales team close more deals, sell faster, and smarter. And of course, these are great advantages, and I'd love to talk to you about them today. How the Salesforce Lightning can benefit your sales. Well, as a strategic sales and marketing person myself, obviously I'm speaking here from my own perspective, and I'm just going to mention the potential benefits. And in a minute, then I'm going to show you where and how Lightning allows you to create these advantages for your own organization. I see the potential for sales falling into two brackets. One is benefit for sales executives, and the other one is for management. The account executive benefits include the speed of using Salesforce, the availability of quality information presented at the right time and in the right location. And then this co-location of better information then in turn leads to a better ability to close deals faster. Overall, I feel that there is also an embedded opportunity for an account executives to start gaining more ownership of their entire pipeline and really start being feeling in control of Salesforce rather than the other way around. Then for management, I think most importantly is that management can profit from a greater ability to manage the company pipeline and make strategic sales decisions. Other potential benefits interrelate and include better sales adoption, sales data, more insight, and team collaboration. So now you may wonder, I keep on hearing Lightning is not ready in the street. So how can this be really true for my organization? And that brings me to my next slide, because my reply is, why couldn't it be true? Lightning is already working for a number of companies. And what you see here are 9 success stories that were presented to me by Salesforce itself. The Salesforce Lightning Now workshop that I took in London last November. And rather than discussing all of them in detail, I just want to highlight 3 of them for you. The first one is Seagate. Have a look here. Their sales reps are now saving up to 10 hours per week using Salesforce Lightning, and that's basically a quarter of their entire work week. Now, if they can keep up their productivity and put that time to good use, that means they add a quarter to their sales. Amazing, 25%. That's a phenomenal growth driven by a mere interface change. And I'd say that that saving alone is more than sufficient to warrant the cost of change. Second success story, Brooks Source. How would you like to have 100% user adoption? I think very few organizations actually reach this, but they managed to do that. And also with Lighting, they saw, probably as a result of that, a 30% increase in sales call volume. Now, if their closing rate stays the same, simply put, that it means a 30% increase in sales. Fantastic result. Third success story, and here we're going to talk about processes a bit. Now, most Salesforce orgs are organically grown, I'd say. They might even have been set up by a friend rather than a certified consultant. And so over time, the embedded process have become, well, so we say, a bit cumbersome, tedious, and unnecessarily lengthy. Now, that does not sound like the typical way account executives like to work. They like to do things very fast and move on quickly. So T-Mobile had a go at the processes, and with Lightning, they were able to reduce their 104 click sales process down to 8. Isn't that amazing? That's wonderful. I'm sure their account executives are over the moon with Lightning for just this fact alone. Now, I'm sure you are getting curious as to how Lightning can bring all of this about. And let me now go and share that with you here. So, how they're bringing it about is really because of a fundamental shift in focus. And this, I think, is the main gain of Salesforce Lightning's new interface. Salesforce Classic was essentially a record keeping model, or is a record keeping model. And then by comparison, Lightning is a sales action encouraging model. And that shift in focus is what drives the benefits. So now I'm going to show you 8 different aspects of that and so that you can see that in action and you see what I mean here. So the first thing here is the redesigned Lightning layout. This befits the actual sales process, as you can see, and it can be set up to offer information that's helpful at each specific stage in the process. And that is what makes it lead to faster closing rates. So have a look here. The opportunity workspace is really drastically different. On top, we have a handy highlight section, and then pivotal to the entire workspace is this green, blue, gray bar. And these are the stages of the sales process from discovery to needs analysis to proposal writing and negotiation and eventually the close deal. And hopefully that's a close one deal. And each stage is a tab. And in which the workspace information changes. Now, generally, the sales layout stays the same unless you want to change it. And below the sales bar then is the workspace split into two. On the right hand, you can now feature sales success information, and this could be client company news or handy links for the clients, or it could also be coaching tips to achieve a higher sales success at that particular step of the process. In other words, you can set this up so that you can help your B team perform more like your A team. Or you can use that space differently and you can use it as a feed with information about new product launches or regulations or whatever is relevant to a sales rep at that point in time in a sales process. As a sales manager, you get to choose and provide the needed sales information directly into your account executive's workspace at each step of the sales path. Really powerful, I would say. Now I want to take you a little bit closer. This picture is a little bit small. I'm going to take you to a close-up of the workspace so you can see things a bit better. Now here at the bottom left, you can see 3 tabs: Activity, Collaborate, and Details. You see it's set here on the Activity tab, and that red square there at the bottom left, that's the last step on the timeline of activities from emails and phone calls, etc. And then you can add notes, and your account executive can quickly see where they left off and also where they have been with that particular customer. Then on the bottom right are the contacts for easy reference. And again, you can click on them, add your notes, etc. And in essence, I think that this entire workspace now means no more endless scrolling and clicking to get the various bits of information that you need or your account executives need to make the deal. It's all now nicely co-located on one screen that makes sales sense. So to me, that is the first major advantage that you can realize through Salesforce Lightning. On to number 2, the Salesforce Lightning Kanban board. This is a great sales pipeline management tool. Kanban was a Japanese management concept that originated from manufacturing for just-in-time management, and it's now adapted as a modern technique to manage the work of knowledge workers. So what it does essentially, it balances the need for work with the capacity for work. So workers can take a task off the visual board when they have time to do so. And then this ensures that all the projects get a spin at the right time as there's a visual overview of the various projects. But it also ensures that workers don't get overworked and overwhelmed by all there is to be done. So in essence, a Kanban board makes total sense for sales, and now you get access to that here in Lightning. So how does that work in Lightning? This is what you see on the screen here is the actual Lightning Kanban board. You can see all the open sales opportunities, their sales stages, the value, and other key information. Now, one little tip of advice here, if you put in a null value of your opportunity, then it won't show up on your board. So encourage your reps to always put in the best guess estimate so that you have a realistic total picture of what lies ahead for your organization. Below those opportunities, you can see the totals per stage, and they're summed up at the top. Um, and then the third layer is what you can do is what if analysis through drag and drop of the opportunities from stage to stage, and it updates in real time so you can figure out what you need to do to ensure a smooth sales pipeline, which ensures that you stay friends with your production and your delivery managers. So that's I see as the sales management benefit number 2 in Lightning that you can pursue. The next slide gives the third advantage, and that is that it allows again sales reps to work a little bit more the way they like to work, because now in Lightning you can work with rich emails right in Salesforce, and which you can then send through Outlook or Gmail. So this is for source emails, but also for forwards and replies. And I think this interaction is really fantastic. Do stay abreast of changes here, of developments. Next slide is interactive sales report. So on the top left of the screen, I'm not sure if you can read it, but it says pipeline by forecast category. And essentially, interactive reports allow you to analyze your sale data. It does it by a range of variables and filters that you can set. So we intend to have a future demo on this, so I don't want to say too much about it here, other than that I would consider this a powerful management tool for your sales. The next benefit of Lightning is more effective communication in Chatter, thanks to the ability to collaborate now with rich media, like rich text, video, multiple attachments, and live feed on groups and comments. If a picture tells 1,000 words, you can imagine a video is doing a million. It's simply more effective and convincing. The potential application of videos are endless, from collaborative sales and marketing to staff onboarding and training. What's nice is that you can see the count view, so you know if your message is actually being heard. Next slide and next advantage that you could pursue, and that is better global search, which is it's really to help you find things faster. We all are used to a very intelligent Google search. Don't want to say Salesforce search engine is that sophisticated. However, it's becoming more like it, and it now has type heads. It offers you a top result and also relevancy ranking. So you're becoming more efficient as you are wading through the wealth of information that's embedded in your Salesforce org. Lightning also has faster navigation. Sorry, I move on to the next slide here. Lightning has also faster navigation. And for those of you who don't speak Salesforce language just yet, I want to highlight here that an app is not something that you put on your phone. Salesforce definition of an app is a set of fields, objects, permissions, and functionality that is to support a business process. So for the most of the time, that means a tab. There are a number of navigation enhancements in Lightning that are detailed here. I say things like recent items is another way for Salesforce Lightning being helpful and time saving. Those were the benefits directly for sales. Now, indirectly for sales and directly for the IT department and admins, Salesforce Lightning is associated with an over 35% faster development and design time. Very, very exciting, of course. That means you could do something else for a third of your time. Now it does it in three ways. First, there's the Lightning app and chains that admins are really already familiar with, is a wealth of potential shortcuts. Now then there is also Lightning Bolt, and for those of you who haven't heard of it, it's a framework for making the next generation communities and portals. It's much faster thanks to a template-based setup. And then there is the Lightning App Builder, which is designed to create your custom pages for Lightning and Salesforce One, and it's using point and click tools rather than Lightning programming. In the Lightning Now workshop that I took directly with Salesforce that I mentioned earlier, I personally had a chance to use it and develop a page. Which is quite exciting, I have to admit. Essentially, a non-developer, that's not really my main activity. It was actually possible for me to do so. So, very encouraging, really. Yeah, very exciting to have so much influence and flexibility in your pages now. So that brings me to the next slide. For our user group, we did a developer's demo. So I'm going to be brief here about Lightning developments, but there are just three things that I want to mention here. One is I want to mention its ease. I personally feel that no code is a little bit misleading because you still really need your JavaScript, and also you really need to understand coding very well. However, compared to coding from scratch, it's relatively easy to customize pages and to optimize your design based on user feedback. Really very exciting and much more manageable. Also, as you are using building blocks, you can build apps faster. And thirdly, Lightning development is really empowering to admins in particular, allowing them to drag and drop components that are built by their developers or consultants and then share these with their end users for approval and feedback and optimization. So those are the main benefits of Salesforce Lightning as I understand them today. So the next question is when to get started with Salesforce Lightning? And the answer that I have for you here is that really depends on your company, in particularly its org, but also its setup, its current Salesforce issues, the current IT skill sets and manpower, as well as the availability of your Lightning features that are required for you to implement what is wanted by your users. So regarding that availability of Lightning features, it's not a date, it is a roadmap. So talk a bit about the Salesforce Lightning roadmap. We started in October 2015 and now here we are 2 years later. Each release is about 500 features delivered. And as you can see in the slide here, each release kind of has a bit of a theme. The spring release notes were just released just prior to Christmas, and things are unfolding as we speak. I digged in a little bit further for you to kind of showcase and talk a bit about release notes. And as you can see, the new Lightning Experience features in Spring 17 are really across the board, from Einstein's artificial intelligence to Google and Microsoft integration that I mentioned earlier. Digging in a little bit deeper again at the release notes for Einstein, the overall package you should know is about 450 pages worth. But then here, the example of Lightning Experience for the Sales Cloud Einstein features. It's another list here. I won't go into all of these, but I do like that introduction statement because it's so promising. And that is artificial intelligence for sales is here. With Sales Cloud Einstein, your team's sales productivity is supercharged with key predictions, intelligence recommendations, and timely automation. This feature is new in Lightning Experience. So very exciting for those of you who are eyeing Einstein already. There is an additional charge, but there's also an additional benefit. So it's certainly larger organizations should look at Einstein. Lightning is a client-side rendered app. That means it's created by you, your IT department, your admins, and or external consultants who also may work with your end users. Now, you're not alone, and we realize it might be a bit of a daunting project. So, we are developing as consultants a support roadmap to help companies like you migrate to Salesforce Lightning. We're developing an ebook. Why would anyone spend money on Salesforce Lightning when Classic works? Answering the questions of the skeptic. Salesforce is developing webinars that are featured tours. Now, we would like to complement these with an opportunity for you to also call in with some questions about your own org. Thirdly, we're working with the members of the Brighton Salesforce user group here to assess the demand for hands-on workshops for people in sales and marketing, but also for admins and developers. And last but not least is consulting, and that is our core business. So let me move straight to the next slide, and that is our Salesforce Lightning consulting model. And this is how we'd like to help you succeed with Lightning. As you can see, we've designed 4 components around the classic 4D Salesforce consultancy. And we start with a feasibility study, which has 2 parts. One is the opportunity assessment, whereby we'd like to see if you can resolve current Salesforce issues and create Lightning specific user stories and new workflows. The second part is the readiness assessment of your organization. This is something that is provided through Salesforce directly, and then we can work with you on assessing that, as well as looking at the skills and manpower in your organization to see is there sufficient availability to do the work as required in your organization, in your company. Then we map all that against the Lightning features availability and the work requirements. The outcome of that feasibility study then becomes your Lightning roadmap. Now, this is a multi-project management plan. What I'd like to see is to have that complemented with a change management plan, because change management is what is really required often to ensure adoption of new processes and new things in an organization. Then there is the Salesforce implementation with the typical 4 stages of discovery, design, development, and deploy. That's probably a familiar framework for you. Last and not least, we'd like to help you also with measuring success right from the beginning so that you are able to share your success, but also to optimize success. But you don't measure, you can't improve. Well, this is what we'd like to avoid. We'd like to measure it and we'd like to improve it. Because simply put, success aids adoption, and then that in turn leads to more sales. So this is how we suggest you approach your Salesforce Lightning adoption. It's more holistic for better results. Even if you don't want to work with consultants like us, I believe this is a very useful model for your organization to work towards. So that sort of ends my presentation today, and now it's really over to you. Are you ready for Lightning? What you can do, you can either contact Jimson or myself to discuss your Salesforce Lightning opportunity. Jimson is our very certified technical expert. You can also visit our website and find more information there. So, with that, best of luck and thank you for your time today.